Hello and welcome to Division One Girls Soccer Championships here on PlayOnSports.com as we bring you live action from San Jose, California. A beautiful day here in San Jose as we get ready for Division One action. Valentina Escañuela alongside Brian Vilvin as we bring you today's action here, Brian. And two teams, you have the number 1 and number 2 seeded teams in this Division One bracket of the Central Coast section. An interesting matchup as we're going to have live Division One action, but not only that, it's going to be great soccer here today.
Definitely. We've got two of the top teams in the section, the 1 and 2 seeds in Division One. The brackets held up. The Woodside Wildcats, the number 2 seed, taking on the Santa Teresa Saints, the number 1 seed. And both of these teams, they haven't faced each other this year, so unfamiliar with one another. All that they know is from what they've heard and, talking to other coaches, looking at numbers online, things like that. So the first few minutes will be teams getting to know each other, figure out the tempo that they want to play. Santa Teresa definitely wants to maintain possession of the ball, try to, dictate the tempo in the early stages.
The visiting Woodside Wildcats come in here with a record of 19-0-3, led by head coach Jose Navarrete. The Santa Teresa Saints come in here with a record of 12-6-2, got through the playoffs, and are led by head coach Richard Spencer. Don't let the records fool you, as we have two of the top Division One teams here in the Central Coast section.
Yeah, the Woodside Wildcats without a loss on that record coming into today's championship matchup. And the Santa Teresa Saints, the number 1 seed here in the division. So something's got to give. One of these teams is going to come out on top.
The Woodside Wildcats will be going from right to left. The Santa Teresa Saints will be going from left to right to start off this game. Santa Teresa will begin with the ball first. And your expectations for today's game, Brian?
Well, I'd like to see what these teams decide to do here in the first few minutes. I think what you see in the first few minutes is going to dictate a lot of how the flow of the game is going to go, especially on the Santa Teresa side. They've come in here with a game plan, and Coach Spencer wants to see the girls execute that game plan from the early goings. Otherwise, you're just kind of playing free-for-all out there.
The Saints will be without one of their top players in Tegan McGrady. She will not be in the game today. Nonetheless, they've got a pretty good talent on the field as we get this game underway, and the Wildcats control. Big outlet pass and chasing it down for the Wildcats.
Tried to get Jillian Aguilera, the freshman, free up on the left side. And instead it goes out of bounds off of Aguilera.
The starting players for the Wildcats will be Allie Miller, Mackenzie Pearson, Randall Stafford, Alexa Silvestri, Madison Holland, Heather Sabert, Lauren Holland, Lindsay Ringman, Jillian Aguilera, Gianna Rosati, and their goalkeeper, Sabrina Proctor, as they try to work the ball down the field. Header and sending it forward are the Wildcats. Ball cleared out. Saints now with the ball. Back the other way they go. Cross midfield, staying with it. Trying to give it down the middle of the field, but nobody there. So both teams trying to fill each other out here offensively and defensively.
Looked like on that last one, Ledesma maybe tried to do a little bit too much. She had a couple of teammates near her and could have made a short pass. Instead, she tried to make a length of the field cross.
Jillian Aguilera, one of the playmakers for the Wildcats. It seems like they want to feed her the ball. Between her and Lindsay Ringman. Lauren Holland, working that front. So a throw in here for the Saints.
We've got two young goalkeepers on both sides here, Valentine. Sabrina Proctor, just a sophomore for Woodside. On the Santa Teresa side, McKinley Yeager, a freshman. We just saw a freshman dominate the Division II Girls Championship for Los Altos, a 1-0 winner over St. Francis. Carrie Wendelkin, our player of the game, and she had a phenomenal game. So you can win a championship with a freshman in the goal, and Los Altos proved that not too long ago.
While Division I and Division II players Doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a sophomore, plenty of talent on the field. As that ball goes out of bounds once again, there'll be a throw in here for the Wildcats.
Just a perfect day for soccer here in a great venue overlooking the entire valley. You got downtown San Jose to the left. You got beautiful hills to the right. Up on top of the press box, you got a 360-degree panorama of this entire area. What a phenomenal setting.
I got to go up to the top of the press box before the game started, Brian, and just a great all-around view, 360-degree view of the valley here. As that ball once again out of bounds, and both teams really staying within midfield range and trying to fill each other out here, see what everybody wants to bring to the table today.
Only a couple of runs on each side, neither one very threatening.
The starters for the Saints, Katie Hadfield, Christina Neri, Sarah Thompson, Andrea Fernandez, Noelle Lara, Gisela Ledesma, McKinley Yeager, Kaylee McGrady, Giselle Herrera, Chelsea Herrera, and Ali Youst. It's now trying to change field of play are the Saints. Back the other way. And here comes Woodside as the goalkeeper comes out. Nice job there by Yeager. Yeager, a nice size for a goalkeeper at the high school level, especially for a freshman.
Definitely. Also a really nice play by Christina Neri on that one to keep herself in position, keep herself in between the ball and Jillian Aguilera for Woodside, allowing her goalkeeper Yeager to make a play.
Andrea Fernandez on the near side, one of the strikers for one of the forwards for the Saints. Seems like they're trying to feed her the ball. Just the passing hasn't been all that crisp. Great defensive pass. And here comes Woodside, near side. Shot on goal. Takes one bounce and a nice pickup there by Yeager.
Jillian Aguilera not afraid to take a shot from distance. Aguilera just a freshman. This section is just chock full of freshmen that are contributors and big-time playmakers.
Young players with a lot of talent. So don't let their class fool you. A lot of underclassmen on both of these two teams. Only a few seniors on both starting squads.
And we've seen that now in the last two matchups. So some of the top soccer in the section being played by some of its youngest players.
A long throw in, a little bit too long. That's letting it back out and having it clear. Nice job there by Santa Teresa. Christina Neri.
Making it look like she was going to blast the ball, just kind of playing around with Aguilera there.
Yeah, I think Aguilera thought she was going to get blasted and backed off a little bit, and then Neri let it go.
Neri allowing it to go for a goal kick.
Once again, here comes Woodside trying to control the tempo of this game. So far, they've done a pretty good job at it. As that ball gets kicked out of bounds, it'll be a throw in here for Woodside.
This will be a nice potential scoring opportunity here for the Wildcats. And so far, only 6.5 minutes into this game, but the Wildcats have had the ball in the Santa Teresa zone.
Throwing comes into Holland a little bit too long, and then clearing it are the Saints. And back the other way. McGrady working on the far side. That pass goes a little bit too long, chasing it down, and it'll be a goal kick.
And what a clearing by Katie Hadfield there. Almost turned it into a breakaway on the other side. Kicked that more than half the length of the field in the air.
So no score. 7 minutes gone by here in this first half of play. Valentina Escañola alongside Brian Vilven here from Valley Christian High School. A great venue for high school soccer, championship soccer. Another throw in here for the Wildcats.
So far, Santa Teresa hasn't really been able to get anything established offensively. They've been a defensive mindset.
And it's going to be a free kick here coming for Woodside. A dangerous position here for the Woodside Wildcats, as they will have an opportunity here on this free kick.
just outside of the box. This is a scary position here. See who's going to attempt the kick for Woodside. Looks like it's going to be the captain, Gianna Rosati.
Gianna Rosati. Getting ready to attempt the free kick. Rosati. And it goes high. The attempt goes high.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but so hard to, in the early goings, when you have a kick from that distance, to keep it low enough to actually have an attempt at the goal. Really easy in the early goings to let it get up on you a little bit.
Well, Woodside wanted to control the ball. And so far, they're doing that, just that. They've been working on their side of the field.
And for Santa Teresa, they've got to be a little bit alarmed by the fact that they haven't been able to get anything going offensively. This team normally tries to push the tempo, and right now they've been playing kind of backwards on their heels, playing defense the entire time.
It's the number 1 versus the number 2. I think people expected these two teams to be here. But we just witnessed an upset in the last game. Division 2, as the number 5 seed took out a number 2 seed.
And that 5 seed had to go beat number 4, number 1, and then number 2 en route to that championship. So a well-deserved win for the Eagles in the Division 2 game. Here for Santa Teresa, they felt really good about the way they played in their semifinal against Mountain View and that victory. So they had high expectations coming into this one, and so far it's been a lot of Woodside.
Another throw in for Woodside here once again, getting that ball deep in the territory. As that ball comes in the zone, they'll go ahead and clear it out, are the Saints. A little bit of a long pass. Trying to work the far side of the field are the Saints, and that ball will stay in play. But it'll get run down, and it'll be out. It'll be another goal kick here for the Saints.
I've been impressed so far by the defensive play of Christina Neary. She could have just cleared that ball a second ago, but instead of clearing it out of bounds, she got a great pass under control to one of her teammates on the sideline trying to start a push the other way. She's made a number of nice plays on the defensive side for the Saints.
Yeager sends that ball forward, and it'll be a throw-in now for the Saints. Division 1 Girls Soccer Championship here from San Jose, California. It'll be a throw-in for Santa Teresa. They don't waste any time. They'll go ahead and send that ball right to the middle of the field, and they're going to say, bring this back.
I think it was Woodside's ball. Santa Teresa jumped the gun a little bit, threw that ball in. The Woodside player was going to try to grab for it, and Santa Teresa just grabbed it, threw it in, and everybody was standing around as the officials were blowing the whistle trying to get the ball moved the other direction.
Well, they're going to give him a free kick here, Brian, on the far side of the field, right at midfield. So something went down right there on that edge that will give Woodside a free kick. Free kick sent forward.
Blasted.
Headed out. Brought down. And then cleared out there by the Saints.
That was the captain, Gianna Rosati, kicking that one. So she's going to do the free kicking duties for the Wildcats. And she's got a powerful right leg.
Gianna Rosati already had one attempt. Went a little high, right over the crossbar. But nonetheless, putting pressure on this Santa Teresa defense. A missed kick there, and Woodside puts the ball right in front of the hands of Yeager.
Valentine, the sun is shining. It's starting to heat up quite a bit outside. Wonder if fatigue will become a factor. It's a beautiful Saturday here in San Jose, but you know, as it warms up and continues to the temperature continues to rise, it's going to be more difficult for the players out there.
Our videographer, Jason Devine, upstairs, battling the sun, bringing today's pictures as we sit here in air-conditioned press box, the very first air-conditioned press box that I've called the game from, Brian.
They got air conditioning, they got heat in here. It's a first-class facility. Valley Christian,
venue.
yeah, a great host here, the Central Coast Section Finals. I believe we're going to have a goal kick here. Look like potentially a corner there.
Well, so far, Woodside really controlling the tempo of this game and moving that ball forward.
Well, that doesn't necessarily translate into a victory, Valentine. You
Exactly.
Got to get the ball in the net to win one here.
Division II action showed us how defense can win you a championship. And
yeah, the Division II game, Los Altos had 2 shots on goal, and one of them went in for the game winner.
Back the other way, Woodside trying to use their speed. And once again, Santa Teresa clears it out. A shot there, and then a smart move by the Saints as they'll send that one out and give them a throw-in.
Giselle Herrera knocking that ball wide. You'll take a throw-in over here rather than a corner kick all day. It's a nice job guiding that one out to the sideline rather than down the line.
Throwing comes in. And cleared out by the Saints.
Heather Siebert for the Wildcats. She's been very impressive. Her ball control around midfield and leading the Wildcat offense has led to a couple of good opportunities for Woodside.
Well, Woodside back the other way. Nice defensive play. Nice pass there. Trying to switch fields, and it gets blocked, deflected, and the Saints come away with it. Herrera gives it off. Grialou.
Ooh, big collision there near midfield. Christina Neary definitely not afraid there, and she collided with Jillian Aguilera.
A sliding attempted pass and a collision will give them a free kick.
Is it going to be a free kick or a throw-in here?
Oh, it looks like it's going to be a throw-in. They're going to give them the throw-in. They're going to say he went out.
Gianna Rosati can't believe it. She thought she was going to get a chance to put one in the net from 60 yards away.
Neary sends that one forward. Brought down by Woodside. It's a little bit too far of a hit, and it goes out, and a throw-in here for the Saints. Throwing goes to the middle of the field, and the Saints now battling for the ball at midfield.
Woodside looks pretty strong here in the early goings, Valentine.
Defensively, they're looking really, really good. Division I Girls Championship Soccer here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. As we have a 0-0, 0-0. No score. A little bit of pushing and shoving there in the middle of the field, and no whistle as they let them play on. Nice pass to the far side. A little bit too long, though. And once again, trying to work it to Kaylee McGrady. And Kaylee McGrady has been unable to really get something going offensively.
Well, folks, do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
A throw in for the Wildcats. Right next to the sand pit. Throwing comes in down the line. Recovered and then taken away by the Saints. Back the other way, outlet pass. Chasing it down is Mackenzie Pearson. But she's unable to catch up to it.
Just long for Ali Yost there.
Yeah, a lot of the passing for the Saints just really hasn't done much. As back the other way, Pearson, and coming out is Yeager again. She was way out of her position. Comes out and gets that ball away.
Well, if she hadn't come out to that zone, Pearson would have had a one-on-one opportunity with her. So a dangerous move, but a necessary move by Yeager.
Ball put down, controlled by the Saints. Near side. Fernandez. Fernandez gives it out to McGrady. And then she loses it. Neary, nice move. Gives it back to her keeper. So you see Fernandez and McGrady trying to work together as the two strikers for the Saints. Try to get something going here. Potential breakaway to go ahead and pull it back. Fernandez, nice move between the defender's legs, but then loses it, and back the other way come the Wildcats. Outlet pass down the middle, and there's Yeager.
They're taking their runs, trying to get something going for Mackenzie Pearson.
Ball up for grabs at midfield, a little bit of shoving, and no whistle once again. The official letting them play. "20 minutes have gone by here in the first half of play. Still no score, 0-0. As the Santa Teresa Saints, number 1 seeded team in the bracket, taking on the number 2 seeded, the Woodside Wildcats. Sending that ball forward, near side. That's Herrera. Herrera trying to catch up to it. Ball gets sent out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in here for the Saints. And another opportunity here for them to get something going offensively. Possible shot on goal. Ball comes in right away. That's Fernandez. Inside. In the box. Cross kick to the zone. It goes over the crossbar. A near attempt there. And that went to McGrady. Kaylee McGrady's shot just a little bit too high as they dodge a bullet here in the Wildcats.
Well, Ali Yost's cross was a beautiful cross, nice and high, but landing right on the foot of McGrady. And McGrady just a little bit too much on that touch. She'd like to have that one back.
So an attempt, shot on goal there, opportunity for the Saints. Doesn't work out, and now the Wildcats back the other way. So the Wildcats a little bit more aggressive so far offensively here, Brian. Defensively, it's been a pretty good battle as well.
Definitely has, and now it looks like the Saints starting to get a little bit of that confidence going, starting to make some pushes, and that can be a huge factor here. See if they can change the field here and almost field position, try to keep the ball down in the Woodside zone. Get some more opportunities on the goal.
Ali Yost took a clobbering there, and they'll have a free kick. Another opportunity here for the Saints. There's a shot. Headed out by the Wildcats. Chased down. And it'll go out. It'll be a throw-in here for the Saints.
Gianni Rosati almost plays like a free safety position for the Woodside defense.
Ball
just flying all over the place, making plays.
Ball headed around and controlled now by the Wildcats. Long outlet pass. right to two defenders chasing it down, and they'll go ahead and kick it back to their goalkeeper. That was Yeager as she sends one out of bounds.
A little too tough on the touch there by Yeager, missing Mackenzie Grialou.
Throw in. Comes in. Wildcats attempting to control. Trying to get it off, and nice defensive play there by the Saints. Back the other way. Trying to work the breakaway. And nice defensive stop there by the Wildcats. Both teams being very patient with their passes as another outlet pass goes out for Pearson. And it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick.
.5 minutes left to play here in the first half. No score. And it's still kind of hard to get a feel for how this game is playing out right now, Valentin.
It is. It really is. And both teams still, I think they know what they want to do. It's just a matter of getting into that groove.
Yeah.
A lot of the passes have been a little long or short. There hasn't been much crisp passing so far here in the game. Woodside started off pretty good in that first 10 minutes of play, and then their passing kind of took a turn. And right when I say that, you get three good passes right in the middle of the field. There's your broadcaster's jinx there, Brian, as that pass goes a little long.
4 nice passes right in a row. But then the final touch goes long, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Saints.
One thing that these two teams have not done much has been switching of fields. They've pretty much kept the ball on the right side of the field for the Wildcats and on the right side of the field for the Saints. So not much moving the ball from one field to the other. As we saw in Division 2, the teams were working both sides of the field, pulling the ball back, seeing what they wanted to do, and being very, very patient. That ball gets sent deep. Head it towards the middle. Chasing it down is Aguilera, and then ball cleared out by the Saints.
Big collision there. It was a dangerous play by Santa Teresa last time down.
Throwing for the Wildcats. Throwing comes down the line. Sent to the middle. And there's Sabert. She gets the ball taken away. And now here comes the Saints. McGrady puts her foot on the ball, then loses it.
Giselle Herrera saved the day for Santa Teresa.
Near side, nice move there by Herrera. Switching fields, there are the Saints. Back the other way. Looking for a cross kick here. Cross kick into the zone. Up for grabs. There's McGrady. Ball gets kicked out. Shot on goal. No, it goes off one of the defenders and then cleared out there by the Wildcats.
What a sequence. What an opportunity for the Saints, and what a break for Woodside.
Neri. Herrera. And she'll send it out of bounds. Nowhere for her to go. Two forwards right next to her. She says, you know what, I'll send it out of bounds, and we'll go ahead and reset our defense.
Well, Valentin, Woodside's doing a nice job of controlling the ball, hanging on to it a lot. They just haven't had a lot of really good looks at the goal. Santa Teresa hasn't had the ball much, but they've had, as soon as I say that, they get a nice
shot
look.
On goal.
But Santa Teresa hasn't had a ton of looks, but each of the looks that they've had has been a good one. Great scoring opportunities for the Saints.
Sabert on that shot. And a goal kick here for Yeager. Still no score, 0-0. 12:30 left here in the first half of play. Ball comes in, taken down, controlled now by the Saints. Saints now trying to pressure this defensive side of the Wildcats. Long pass. Ball cleared out. Sabert sends it. Miscalculation there by one of the defensive players. Gives the ball off to Aguilera. Aguilera working the right side. She's got some speed. Tries to get the cross kick in. Ball goes off one of the defenders, and Sabert comes out. Jaeger comes out to get it. And you can see that explosive speed of Aguilera going around one defender.
Yep. We've seen it on the left. Now we see it on the right. She gets some space. She's a big weapon.
Ball headed around midfield. Aguilera chasing that one down, but it's going to be a throw in here for the Saints. Trying to switch fields were the Wildcats. Ball kept in the air. Brought down and controlled by the Saints.
Mishit there by Yost, yep. She had the right idea, trying to go near side to Herrera, but just mishit the touch.
A throw in here for the Woodside Wildcats. Couple of substitutions.
Just over 10 minutes left here in the first half of play.
Ball controlled nicely. Brought to the near side person. Person left side. And ball gets kicked out. It's going to be a throw-in.
Well, I say...
Oh, they're going to give the ball to...
Yeah, they're giving it back to the Saints. Say that it went off of Mackenzie Person. So if that is the case, then that was a spectacular play by Christina Neary to force that one off of the leg of Mackenzie Person. And we've been talking about Neary a ton.
Neary's name has been coming out every single time that the Wildcats come downfield. And now this game's starting to kind of even up here a little bit offensively. Both teams getting some good looks at the goal.
It's definitely been exciting.
Wildcats pressuring the ball. Shot on goal. Takes one bounce, and there's Jaeger once again.
Sometimes it's just about getting a shot toward that goal. And, you know, even if you skip it off of the turf, this is a one of the oldest turf venues that in existence here. It was the second field to get turf behind Seattle. So this is still the turf from 2001 here. And it can take some skips and, you know, just give it an opportunity, put it toward the goal, and maybe get a fortunate bounce.
Jaeger so far doing a good job getting in front of that ball. That ball comes in deep into the territory. McGrady trying to shake off one defender, and ball gets cleared out once again by the Wildcats. Herrera's throw-in comes in. Knocked around. Great way to hold the defender off, and they're going to call it a free kick there. They're going to give it to the Saints. Another opportunity here for the Saints to go ahead and get something on the goal. It's going to be Hatfield. Hatfield from about 32 yards away. Right to the zone. And cleared out, headed out by the Wildcats. Here come the defenders. This could be dangerous. And a hold. And here we go, back the other way. Shot blocked as Jaeger comes out with a sliding save. What a play. Allegra Stangvik coming out strong and taking a shot on goal, but Yeager coming out about 20 yards and making a stop.
And all that started on the Woodside defensive side by Gianna Rosati again with a brilliant header to get that started the other direction. And then, yeah, Stangvik had a great opportunity, but McKinley Yeager, the freshman, there to poke that ball away and make a huge save for the Saints.
A dangerous play there defensively. You see the pressure that the Wildcats are putting on the ball, and in this case, it came out to benefit them. Corner kick here for the Wildcats. Corner kick on its way into the zone. Header right over the goalpost.
Gianna Rosati is the tallest player out on the field, and she may be the most dynamic. She's also the captain of this Wildcat team, and she is just all over the place. That was nearly in the goal.
Gianna Rosati, a junior on the team. Both of these two teams with a lot of underclassmen, so a lot of them will be back next year, and that's got to be scary for other teams here in the Central Coast.
Definitely. But then you look, the entire section is loaded with young talent.
A little bit over 6 minutes left here in this first half of play. Valentina Escañol alongside Brian Vilvin here for the Division I girls soccer matchup between the Santa Teresa Saints and the Woodside Wildcats. Still no score, 0-0.
There's been a fair share of action, though. Don't let that score fool you.
The game pretty evenly matched. Shots on goal on both ends of the field. Great opportunities for both teams, but none have yet to capitalize. Throw in. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Saints. McGrady trying to control. That pass goes a little long. Neary says, let it go. There's Yeager.
I love when Neary keeps herself in between the ball and the defender, not letting anybody get to it.
Yeager's got some great moves defensively. Try to keep those forwards of the Wildcats from touching the ball.
Heather Siebert took a shot there, Valentine. We're going to have a little stop of play here. But, wow.
Collision there at midfield.
Yeah, trying to get a good look at it, and Siebert took a shot.
Siebert, one of the playmakers as well for the Wildcats. So they're going to go ahead and take her out for a little bit, give her a little bit of rest.
But back in to replace her, back onto the field, the speedy Jillian Aguilera.
Jillian Aguilera. Throwing comes in. Sent up. And then taken by the Wildcats. Sliding pass. Deflected off of one of the defenders. And then controlled by the Saints. Near side. Herrera. Around one defender. Sends it right to the middle to McGrady, and that ball gets deflected.
Might have been just a second late on that pass. Looked like she had the opening an instant before.
Sending it deep, attempting to give it to Aguilera. And here come the Wildcats once again. That pass going a little long, but saving that and keeping it in play is Aguilera, and she just kicks it out of bounds.
She was trying to kick that one off of the defender. They're playing defense, Giselle Herrera.
And that could be a dangerous play there, Brian, because the defender let off on the ball, now thinking that Aguilera was going to go chase it. Aguilera goes chasing after the ball. She catches up to it, keeps it in play. She finds a streaking forward coming into the zone. She can go ahead and give her the cross kick and get it in for a header.
Well, that's the hustle play from the freshman Aguilera. Not just the hustle play, but it takes tremendous speed to be able to do what she just did. She's obviously got that.
Both teams attacking the goal. Still no score, 0-0, 0-0. Here with 2 minutes left in this first half of play.
Yeah, coming up close to stoppage time here in the first half.
Ball being battled for at midfield. And it goes off of one of the Saints players. It'll be a throw in here for the Wildcats.
And still on the sideline, being tended to, getting a little bit of water, Heather Siebert. So you got to imagine she may get a break the rest of this half, or they may throw her back in there, but nice to see that she is apparently all right. A lot of orange out there on the field today, Valentin.
A lot of orange. Back the other way, Wildcats. Cleared out. McGrady battling for the ball at midfield. She gets it, and then ball gets kicked and cleared nicely by Rosati.
The safety valve.
Rosati doing it all today here for the Saints.
Yeah, she has been a standout. You see why, as just a junior, she's the captain of this team.
That ball goes right through the fence. And then finally bringing it back in.
Well, if it goes over that fence, it's a few hundred feet to the bottom on the other side. So you got to imagine we're not going to be seeing that ball back in play.
Hatfield sends it forward. Controlled that midfield. Taken away by the Saints.
It's been a pretty even first half, Valentin.
Here we go, back the other way. That's Person. Gives it off to Aguilera. Aguilera finds the middle of the field, finds a player. They'll switch fields to the far side. Cross kick into the zone. And it goes a little bit wide. Attempted for Aguilera. Aguilera was there, just a little bit too long.
That was brilliant passing by the Woodside Wildcats. One of the best passing sequences we've seen all day. And it nearly resulted in a goal.
Well, the Wildcats keep peppering that net. Have not gotten one to go in. But when you continue to do that over and over again, that puts the pressure on the defensive side of your opposing team. And eventually one of them will fall in unless you are a team like the Division II game where Los Altos put a stop to every single time that the ball went into that zone.
Well, that's a testament to the goalkeeping play, in this case of McKinley Yeager.
Hatfield gets that one away. And now back the other way. Here come the Saints. Looking for a streaking player. There's Fernandez. Fernandez working against a defender, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to go for a goal kick.
It was a nice feed and a good idea by Noel Laura, trying to get Fernandez up the right-hand side. But then again, nice shadowing defense there by the Wildcats, forcing that ball out of bounds.
That's going to do it for the first half of play. After one half is in the books here in the Division I Girls Soccer Championship in the Central Coast. Still no score, 0-0 here on your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com. You are listening to Girls Division I Soccer Championships here in the Central Coast. Valentina Escañol alongside Brian Vilvin live from San Jose, California on the campus of Valley Christian High School as we are going to get the second half underway here, Brian. Still 0-0, no score in this game. A very defensive battle for both teams. Both teams pretty evenly matched there in the first half.
They definitely were. It seemed like the ball was in the Santa Teresa zone more so than the Woodside zone, but it also looked like Santa Teresa had more scoring opportunities, more good scoring opportunities, and shots on goal there in that first half. But a very closely contested first half, and I'm excited to see what transpires here in the second half of play.
The team switch fields as now Santa Teresa will be going from right to left. She sends that ball back to her keeper. And they'll go ahead and reset here as Jaeger sends that one right to midfield. So two teams with scoring opportunities were not able to capitalize in that first half of play. Here, one more half of play left in this Division I game. As Woodside, one of their keys into this game, this is where they wanted to go ahead and control the tempo of the game. They did a pretty good job in that first half. Can they continue that here in the second half, Brian?
Well, we'll see, and this should be the telltale sign here, how they start off the second half adjustments.
Hatfield sends it near side. Nice pass. And then a turnaround sent out of bounds by one of the defensive players of Woodside. Throw-in. Nice job working that one on defender. That's Lara. Lara will run another one. Bunches up. Cross kick into the zone. That gets knocked around. Hatfield's shot on goal. No good. Deflected off one of the players. So coming out strong here in this very first opening 5 minutes of the game, Santa Teresa working the ball down their field.
And another good scoring opportunity for the Saints on that last possession.
Ball sent deep. Headed. Then another long pass, high pass. Jaeger comes out and makes the stop. Jaeger's been pretty busy here so far. McKenzie throwing comes in, cleared out.
Looked like Herrera may have gotten away with a handball there, a little touch. No whistle from the officials.
Second half action here from Valley Christian High School. As controlling are the Saints. Near side, pass, taken, forward pass again, and unable to come up with it is Lara.
Alios just a little bit strong on that pass. Fed it a little bit beyond Laura's spot. And now Laura's got a little cleat issue, trying to get that sorted out, get that shoe tied, and back into the mix.
Here's a throw-in by the Wildcats.
Officials blow that one dead, trying to figure out what's going on here.
So we're going to redo this. Holland. Throw-in. Taken, kicked forward by Hatfield. McGrady trying to work against the defender. She gets bumped. Then ball gets sent back the other way. Long pass. Works for the Wildcats here as a miss hit gives it back to the Saints.
Katie Pedigo, fresh into the game, got those fresh legs. She was the one who Made that run for the Wildcats. Nearly setting up an opportunity.
Wildcats trying to work middle of the field. Gets deflected from one of the defenders. Another long outlet pass, once again intended for their playmaker.
Another big boot there by Yeager.
Great patience here. There's a nice pass to the near side. Can she catch up to it? She doesn't. It goes a little long. So Katie Hatfield has been working that middle of the field pretty much all game long and has been sending those long passes forward to try to get her players in good position.
And they've gotten some good looks off of those passes. Just unable to convert anything into a score.
The Wildcats advance this ball forward as they'll go get their throw in. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Saints. So although they're not keeping the ball in play, they move the ball closer to their goalpost. Trying to switch fields out of the Wildcats. Gets headed down the middle. Takes one bounce. McGrady.
Valentine in the semifinals. Woodside defeated Los Gatos to get here, and Santa Teresa defeated Mountain View en route to this championship matchup.
Ball controlled. Middle of the field. Long pass for Aguilera. Gets it, hits her on the hand. Handball. That'll be a free kick here for the Saints. Hatfield gives it back. Neary sends it right side. Wildcats trying to give it to Aguilera on the far side. She goes after it. And then nice job by Neary. Once again, Neary doing a good job of keeping the offensive players anywhere near the ball.
I love when she does that.
Smart player on the defensive side. Throwing comes down the line. It's a collision on the far side of the field, and it'll be Saints ball. Excuse me, Wildcats ball.
Just over 30 minutes left here, 33 minutes left to play in the second half, Valentine. And still, it feels like these teams are fighting for control of the game.
No score as Neary sends that back to Yeager. Back to Neary. Ball kept alive, far side. Working back the other way. Nice pass. Middle of the field, plenty of space. She gives it off near side. Yost. A collision. And then the long pass goes a little too long. It'll give back the ball back to the Wildcats. A good offensive set there for the Saints.
Yeah, Santa Teresa doing some nice things here.
Putting the pressure on the defense of the Wildcats.
It's just that one extra good pass that they've got to make to get something open in front of the net.
Both of these two teams one good pass away from putting the ball in the back of the net, really. They put 4 good passes together. They put 5. They give themselves a chance. Ball battled for in the far side of the field, and they're going to give this ball to the Saints. So the Saints starting to work the ball deep into Wildcat territory. Elper unable to come away with the ball. That ball goes long. It'll be a throw-in for the Saints.
And that was potentially an opportunity to change the field there and hang on to possession. Instead, the ball passed out of bounds right back to Santa Teresa.
Grialou's throw-in goes to Yost and then gets kicked out of bounds. Another throw-in here for the Saints. So Grialou taking the throw-in duties here for the Saints. She brings that in. That's Lara. Lara working against one defender. Ball goes out. She tried to keep it inside, but just a little bit too deep.
And that was a close one right there. I think Grialou disagreed with the call. But the second half, starting off back near where the first half was ending off, with Santa Teresa starting to assert themselves and get back into controlling the possession of the ball.
Well, the first half of play started with the Wildcats being the aggressors on offense. The second half, it seems like the Saints have really gotten into a little rhythm here. That's once again Hatfield sends the ball forward, attempted for McGrady. And then Neary will send it out to the far side. Herrera sends it forward. Headed. Controlled now by the Wildcats. Midfield. Pass goes forward. Nice pass, but a little long.
Oh, great attempt there by Heather Siebert. And then right back into it.
And
taking
Siebert
one off
heads
the
it.
head.
Now the Saints back the other way, sending it deep. A little too deep for Alper.
Valentine, the way this one's playing out so far, it really does feel like one goal will be enough.
It looks like one goal may be enough. Regulation time. 29 minutes left here in the game. Hatfield, center, middle of the field, sends a long pass, near side. Has a player open. Laura. And her cross kick goes a little short and right into the hands. Actually, it goes a little long. There'll be a goal kick here for the Wildcats.
That was just out of the reach of Noelle Lara before she could get there and stop the ball. Would have been a golden opportunity for the Saints.
Hatfield's all over the field. She gets it done. Pass goes to the middle. Nobody there. Cleared out. And the clear out turns into a long outlet pass. Nice defensive battle there for the ball. And then Neary comes back the other way. Neary, near side. Sends it back the other way. Go ahead and change the field of play here as they go back to the far side of the field. Herrera sends it forward. That's Alper. Alper works against one defender, goes out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat ball.
Neary seems to always get good touches on the ball for Santa Teresa.
There's Neary once again, giving it off. Defensively, both teams have done a pretty good job when the ball gets deep into the territory. As sending it forward are the Saints. Looking for the middle of the field, letting it go forward. Nice pass. Ball up for grabs and then cleared out. Neary heads it and sends it out of bounds. So a little bit of confusion there for Neary. She says, you know what, let's go ahead and send this out. Let's go ahead and reset our defense here.
Well, the ball not advancing too far into either zone right now.
The throw-in, long outlet pass. Coming out is Yeager. She makes a stop. Hatfield controls midfield. She sends it near side. Ball goes out.
Missed opportunity there. Grialou just kind of lost the handle of it.
Grialou. We've been calling her name a lot here in the second half of play. Wasn't an original starter in this game. She's playing. She's on the field right now, and she's had a pretty good impact here in the second half of play.
Well, one of only 6 seniors on this Santa Teresa team, so the experience level definitely helps to have a senior out there trying to contribute to this championship run.
And there is a whistle as Hatfield hits the ground. Battle for the ball. between her and Siebert. There's Hatfield once again, middle of the field. Lara's got space. She finds Yaus. Yaus to the middle of the zone. Shot on goal, cleared out. Herrera to Alper. Long outlet. Neary loses the ball. Wildcats continue. Trying to give it off to Stangvik. And then once again, the Saints back the other way they go. McGrady. Near side. Sent out of bounds.
A little bit sloppy right now, Valentin. I feel like the teams are maybe pressing a little bit too much. Still no score with less than 25 minutes left to play, so trying to do a little bit too much and not the same crisp passing and D that we've seen so far.
There's Neary. Neary comes up. She wants to get herself in position. Neary on the middle. And that ball headed out. Here comes the counterattack by the Wildcats, and ball deflected. Nice job by Hatfield.
Well, the Saints are fortunate that Woodside didn't get a good look there. The best defender for Santa Teresa, Christina Neary, was down on the other end during that run.
23 minutes left here in the regulation time. 0-0, no score. The number 1 seeded Santa Teresa and number 2 seeded Woodside Wildcats. Seeing who's going to get crowned Division I champion. Back the other way, McGrady, far side of the field. Trying to get the ball off and ball taken away. There's a long outlet. Aguilera, far side, working against Neary. Neary there to go ahead and meet her, head that ball out of bounds, and reposition herself in defense.
Well, it's tough to score against this Saints team because if you get past Christina Neary, which we've already seen is tough enough to do, then you got to deal with McKinley Yeager, who's having a really nice game.
Throwing comes in. Aguilera far side. Cross kick. In the zone, cleared out by Neary.
And how many times have we said that today?
Neary making her presence known in that zone. The Wildcats being a little bit more patient. They sent it out to the near side, and there to make a good defensive play for the Saints is El Yost. It'll be a throw in here for the Wildcats. Throwing comes in right along the line. Kicked up and sent forward by the Wildcats. Nice job there by Hatfield. Nice move. Sends it to the middle of the field. Finds a player. Nice pass. Another long pass. Deflected. Battled for at midfield, and then another outlet pass back the other way. And a heads-up play there by Grialou.
Yeah, Grialou noticed that Jillian Aguilera was on her tail, so just had to get that one out of bounds.
Yeah, Aguilera and Stangvik running right behind her. That could have been dangerous. Here's the throw-in for the Wildcats. Holland inside, looking for Aguilera. Aguilera has the middle of the field. Headed out, Neary. Neary back the other way. Alper slips and falls and keeps the ball alive. And then a bad pass there by Neary sends him back the other way.
A rare mistake by Christina Neary. That was right after Alper had lost her footing.
There's Aguilera using her speed. It goes up, and it goes, ooh, it stays in play.
You're about to make the home run call,
I
huh?
was about to call the home run call here. Haven't had a goal, but that ball is gone. There's a tripping on the far side of the field. It'll give the Saints a free kick.
Helper on the ground again. 2 straight times she's touched it and hit the deck. Playing a very physical brand of soccer out there. Both of these teams now 20 minutes left. Going to start to push here. See if they can't get something on some netting.
Hatfield's kick comes in. Deflected. Brought down by Aguilera. Nice move there. Moving forward, outlet pass, a little long. And there's Yeager. You know, the way both of these two teams have been playing, Brian, it seems like they're trying to get that one play, that one big pass, that one big play that's going to go ahead and put that ball in the back of the net. It's not as controlled as it was in that first half of play.
Yeah. Seems like they may be trying to do just a little bit too much. The passing hasn't been as crisp.
There's a nice high kick to the middle of the field, headed. And the Saints control. Hatfield to Lara. Lara looking for Alper. Alper runs that one down. Kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here for the Saints.
Nice job by pressuring there. Alpert forcing Randall Stafford to knock that one out of bounds. Now we'll see Alper on the throw.
Running throw. Nice throw in. You can't ask for anything better than that, huh?
Yeah, that was awesome. And she
There's-
fired it all the way into the zone. I liked it.
There's a highlight reel for you right there.
I hope they get another attempt over there.
That'll be on our highlight reel. That throw in.
Well, Valentine, now we got a corner kick for the Saints, and a great opportunity here. We'll see if they can't get something up high. You got to think Ali Yost might be the target here, either Yost or Giselle Herrera. Excuse me, Kaylee McGrady. The 2 tallest girls on the front line for the Saints.
Here's a corner kick on its way. Header, and it goes just wide. Wide left. Another missed opportunity here for the Saints.
It's a great look by Sarah Thompson. She just off the side of the goal there. Noelle Lara, what a corner kick. Couple of substitutions into the game for the Wildcats, replacing Allegra Stangvik and Jillian Aguilera.
Ball sent forward by the Saints. Collision sends McGrady down to the ground. But they let him play back the other way. Wildcats working the ball on the far side of the field. Gets hit out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick.
Feel the tension kind of starting to mount here. It's a really good crowd on hand here for this Division I title match. But even in the crowd, there's kind of a little hush over everybody. Everybody's a little bit on edge trying to see if one of these teams scores, it'll put a tremendous amount of pressure on the other.
16 minutes left here in regulation. The Wildcats trying to control this ball. And they do. Nice move. Ball cleared. McGrady trying to chase that down. Nice job there by Hatfield closing in. Back the other way, and the keeper comes up and makes a stop. But before that, we have a free kick. Ball battled for at midfield. Wildcats trying to control, send that one deep. Here's a throw-in. Wildcats come away with it. Back the other way, using their speed. Trying to work the middle of the field. Neary, nice move there defensively on that tackle. And another clearing there by Neary. Neary's been all over the field today.
She has been phenomenal.
A beautiful day for soccer here from San Jose, California.
Yeah, it is, and you can't go a minute without saying Neary's name. Yeah, just a perfect day. And what a view. I mean, yeah, you can't get a better view than this probably anywhere in the valley.
360-degree view of the valley as we are live from Valley Christian High School here in San Jose, California. Division I championship soccer here on playonsports.com. Your destination for high school sports. Hatfield, middle of the field, trying to get a long pass. She gets it off, but a little bit too long. Wildcats trying to control. Midfield. A little strong on the pass. Taking it back. C-Said Young. Working it near side. Person trying to get the cross kick in. And it goes out. But it'll be a corner kick. No, they're going to say goal kick.
Person is beside herself.
They're going to give her a card.
Had to give her yellow there as she threw the ball away in disgust there for not getting that corner kick.
So Person will have to check out. As she goes to the sideline. A little frustrated. I think she thought she had worked hard to get the ball in position and felt like it went off one of the defenders. Yeager sends that one forward at midfield. Controlled. Big outlet pass. And there comes a keeper. So Brina Proctor comes out and makes the grab.
Nice play by Proctor. If she doesn't make that play, you're looking at a great opportunity there for McGrady.
Backing it out. Hatfield. Neary. Back the other way. Here's a cross kick. It goes out. A little long.
Well, folks, it's March, and we've got live coverage of basketball and the Central Coast Section Soccer Championships, as well as regional soccer and basketball here in California and section and state championships from around the country. March Madness reigns in California and beyond. Check playonsports.com and the broadcast schedule page for all of the broadcasts here in the month of March. It's a busy month for Play On Sports. We had a huge day yesterday, and it continues throughout the month.
Saber gives it off to Young. Young, back to Saber. Here's an opportunity for the Wildcats as that ball gets cleared away by Neary. Ball kept in play. Over the head pass. Young tries to control. She loses it. Keeping alive are the Saints. Taken away. Here's Young. Young finding Ringman. And ball battled for. Back and forth we go here at midfield.
It's getting physical out there, Valentine.
A little bit of a push there. The crowd wanted a whistle, and they didn't get it. Hatfield bringing the ball up for the Saints. Looking to push. Nice move, trying to send it near side. That ball will get cleared, but it's going to be a corner kick here for the Saints.
And that was a great job, nice awareness by Katie Hatfield, knowing that if she would have made the initial pass she wanted to make up the right-hand side, it would have been offsides and they would have lost the ball. But instead, she slowed it down and gets her team a corner kick from the near sideline.
Corner kick will be taken by Noelle Lara. She sets the ball down. Corner kick on its way. It's going to be headed just over the goalpost once again. The crossbar.
Allie Yost was right there. Had a chance at it. Nice opportunity, but nothing doing.
No score still, 0-0 here. Woodside Wildcats, the number 2 seed versus number 1 seed, Santa Teresa Saints. A defensive battle for sure, as they've had limited opportunities, and the ones they have had, they have not capitalized on. Ball sent back to the near side. A collision, recovered. Ball sent forward, but a little too long. Too strong on that pass. High kick. Right to midfield. Headed. Sent back. Aguilera chases it. Unable to come away with it. McGrady. Midfield. Bad pass. Gives it back to the Wildcats. Nice job there by Pedigo.
Been a lot of opportunities here, Valentine. I got a feeling someone's going to score before this 8.5 minutes runs up.
Well, not too much scoring so far, as Aguilera lets that run by her and then gives it off. But the defense of the Saints just does not allow that ball to get anywhere near that zone. Ball sent forward. Aguilera chasing it. Neary gets it back to her keeper.
Smart play. So tough to defend Aguilera with her speed.
Ball in the middle. Controlled. Thompson. To Yost. Yost will go ahead and give it back to Hatfield. Hatfield works the far side. That's Herrera. Oh, excuse me, Fernandez. Fernandez won 1 defender, 2 defenders, and then ball gets knocked out. It'll be a throw in here for the Saints.
7.5 minutes here.
There's a shove there, and it'll be a free kick here for the Wildcats.
Yep, Sarah Thompson thought she'd gotten away with that one. Right in front of the official.
Long pass, headed. Sent to midfield, and another free kick here for the Wildcats.
And that time, Katie Hatfield tried to get away with one. So it's getting physical out there.
This is a good opportunity to send a long pass into that zone. Gianna Rosati.
Well, Valentine, normally they'd have Rosati taking the kick, but I think they want her to go down there and try to get a head on it. Rosati about a foot taller than everybody else on the field right now. Instead, with an opportunity here.
Instead, Stafford will go ahead and take this shot. Here's a pass into the zone. Headed by Rosati, and he goes out.
I think they're going to say that was last touch by the Saints, so the Wildcats will have another opportunity at it. Again, you got to think they're going to try to go to Rosati, see if she can't get up and get on top of the defense and get her head on it again.
Holland to take the corner kick here for the Wildcats. Holland gets ready. Holland's kick is headed and over the crossbar once again.
They had the look they wanted, though. They had Rosati in there.
The corner kick. A well-placed ball, just the Wildcats unable to get their head on the ball to get it into the net. 5:24 left here in regulation time. If there is no score, we will have 2 10-minute overtime periods. And if no one scores then it's going to be co-championship here for the Central Sections of Division I Girls Soccer.
Yeah, the Central Coast section does not go to a penalty shootout at the end. So if we end up without a score, or if a couple of teams score those 10-minute overtime periods, you get to play them all the way through, no golden goal.
Throwing comes in. Headed out. Hatfield sends it forward. There's a long pass for Aguilera. Aguilera's kick is taken by Yeager.
Good idea, though, one time. Trying to knock it in from 15 yards out. Got to take a shot. Got to start taking some shots here with less than 5 minutes to play.
High kick by Yeager. Right to midfield. Looked like nobody wanted it there as the ball kind of just sat around for a little bit. Back the other way. Long pass. Intended for a person. Gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here. As Ringman will throw the ball in for the Wildcats. Over to Person. And then another corner opportunity here. Another corner kick for the Wildcats. Can this be the moment for the Wildcats to take the lead with 3:39 left here in regulation of the Division I Girls Championship matchup in the Central Coast section? Holland.
Rosati's in there. She's the intended target here.
Corner kick on its way. Up for grabs, headed, and cleared out by the Saints.
Sarah Thompson cleared that one away for Santa Teresa. Great play. And again, it was off Rosati's head, so they're going after it and getting the looks that they want.
The last few minutes, the Wildcats have been the aggressors on offense. They've had multiple opportunities here in the past 5 minutes of play. As we will get into stoppage time in about a minute in regulation. Sending it forward. McGrady. Collision at midfield. No whistle. They're going to say free kick for the Wildcats.
We got to hope that McGrady's okay. One of the big offensive weapons here. She's got a brace on that left ankle already. And she came up limping a little bit. A senior, Kaylee McGrady, got to have her on the field.
And that was teams that she collided knee to knee. She came up and she was holding her knees. Official asked her if she's okay. She says, I'm okay. Let's get this game underway here. And ball kicked out. Aguilera puts it forward. And now the Saints will clear it out.
We're in stoppage time now.
Nice move there. Pettigo. It's going to go corner kick.
Katie Pettigo making moves. Again, another opportunity here. Corner kick in stoppage time. This is the opportunity. Woodside's had 3 of these in the last 5 minutes of play.
So another corner kick here for the Wildcats. Corner kick on its way. Header, no. And it goes over the crossbar. A near goal, but not by one of the Wildcats. And it would have been an auto goal by the Saints.
That
So
was a near disaster.
the
Wow.
Saints attempt to clear out the ball nearly puts it in the back of the net. Yeager sends it forward. Throw in here. Not wasting any time. Hatfield chasing it down. Aguilera.
Another corner.
It's going to be a throw-in, I believe, from the near side. I think he went on the right side of the flag. Here's Ringman. And they're going to give the throwing duties now to Holland. Holland's long throw-in into the zone. No one there. Headed it. And then cleared out. That ball up for grabs at midfield. And then here's McGrady. McGrady trying to make a move on it. Nearly gets a hold of it. As the ball gets sent forward by the Wildcats.
Great clearance by Rosati. She's a playmaker.
Pedigo working the far side of the field. Gives it to Aguilera. Listen the ball back. Then a high kick. Hatfield trying to head it in the right direction as they are going from right to left. So a defensive battle here so far. No score as we are in stoppage time here for this Division I Girls Soccer Championship here in the Central Coast. Long outlet pass. High cross kick over the net. Goal kick.
And we got to be close here. The official says 1 minute. So we'll see if anyone can get something in the net. If they do, it'll basically work like a golden goal. Time will expire.
There's a long kick by Yeager to midfield. The Wildcats keep it in play. Aguilera. Shot on goal is wide. She figured we don't have that much time left, so let me just take a rip at it here.
Good decision.
Ball in the middle of the field, and that'll do it. So 2 halves are in the book, and we have no score. 0-0 here after a complete game of soccer is played. We will go to overtime. 2 overtime periods of 10 minutes each. And if the result is still 0-0 by the end of the two 10-minute overtime periods, then we will have co-champions here. So you have been listening to Division I Soccer Championships here on PlayOnSports.com, your home for high school sports. Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Girls Division I Soccer Championship match here in the Central Coast section. Valentina Escañola alongside Brian Vilvin as we get ready for overtime periods. 2 mandatory 10-minute overtime periods here, Brian, and 2 halves of play. No score so far, still 0-0. And your expectations for this overtime period?
Well, right now, I think whichever team kind of gets a jolt of adrenaline is going to be in better shape than the other, because both teams kind of seem a little bit tired out there. They've played for 80 minutes. Now they're going to have another 2 mandatory 10s, so 20 minutes of overtime. And after 100 minutes of soccer in the heat right now, it's going to be tough out there. Whichever team can, get that little boost of adrenaline is going to have a shot to score here.
It's only a matter of time as the Wildcats will begin with the ball. The Wildcats going from right to left in their black and orange uniforms. Ball sent forward. Hatfield working the middle of the field against one defender. Gets it off. Nice passing here by the Saints. Near side. Herrera sends it forward. McGrady. There's a shot on goal. It goes a little bit wide. Nice job there by Sabrina Proctor.
Noel Laura trying to put one in from distance.
Ball gets sent forward and knocked out of bounds.
Right there again, Neary. Christina Neary always making plays for the Saints. Her defense has been one of the big stories here, one of the reasons why there's no score in the game.
Herrera's throwing comes in, and then Hatfield tries to control, but sends it a little too long. Here are the Wildcats. Long throw in. Over the head of Carly. Carly battling it up with Neary, and then ball finally cleared out there by Ringman. Excuse me, not Ringman. Yost. Nonetheless, another throw in here for the Wildcats, and they're closer to their side of the net.
Danielle Carly, a fresh set of legs for the Wildcats.
Long throw in into the zone, headed out by Hatfield. A shot on goal goes a little bit long. So both teams starting to pepper the nets on both sides of the field.
Trying to get opportunities here. It's been a lot of opportunities for Woodside. In the last 10, 15 minutes of regulation, the Wildcats had a number of corner kicks and a lot of shots on goal. And even here into this overtime period, they've been the aggressors on offense.
Hatfield. She's been a key player all game long. That ball sent forward. And trying to control is Fernandez. Hatfield. Fighting off a defender. Will give it off. Collision. And then the ball going back to the Wildcats. Nice pass. A little bit too strong on that as Neary gets in front of her and clears her out once again.
Was there any doubt that Neary was going to make sure that ball made it all the way to Yeager?
Yeah, she's been pretty good about that all game long. There's a pass down the line. Nice. Carly working around one defender. She gets pushed by Neary. Shot on goal and grabbed by Yeager.
Carly, a great look from the left side.
Yeager bringing that one like a wide receiver, getting her hands out and then tucking it in.
A really nice look there. Woodside is getting a ton of opportunities here. It may just be a matter of time before the Wildcats are able to get one by the last line of defense.
So the best opportunity for the Wildcats is back the other way. Goes Person. Person gets the ball taken away, and there's Neary. Neary making one move, and nearly loses it, and then she gets tackled inside the box. Free kick sent to the near side. Fernandez sends that one forward, and another free kick here on a collision.
Yeah, I've got a push on Heather Siebert. Again, starting to get pretty physical out there.
The second half of play in regulation got a little bit more physical between these two teams defensively.
And it's carried over into the overtime. Halfway through the first of two 10-minute mandatory overtime periods.
Holland sends that one forward, and then it's headed as the Saints send that one to the near side. Recovering is Herrera. Taking away. Sabert. To Person. Back to Sabert. She sends it forward, looking for Carly. A little too long of a pass there, though. It'll be a throw-in for the Saints.
Carly's come in here and really made her presence felt. Giving the Wildcats some good minutes.
That pass going to Stangvik. As it goes a little long, it'll be a goal kick here for the Saints. 3:55 left here in this first overtime period. No score. Holland brings it down with her chest, controls, sends it deep. Chasing it down is Fernandez.
Nice job by Rosati there, riding the defender right out of bounds. Getting the goal kick set up for Woodside.
Rosati lets that one rip. Line drive shot to the middle of the field. Sent forward, headed out. Herrera. Hatfield sends it forward. Looking for McGrady. McGrady near side. And a heads-up play there once again by Rosati. It'll give the Saints a throw-in. As they get closer to their net. Throwing comes in. Cross kick to the middle. Hatfield. Shot on goal. Taken by Sabrina Proctor. She comes away with it.
And that was a great opportunity for the Saints. And a nice run by Hatfield.
Hatfield has been a key player so far this entire game. Dishing balls forward, getting her players in the right position, and also on that last play, just taking a shot on goal that almost went in.
We're in the stoppage time here of overtime number 1.
Still no score.
It's a testament to the defense being played and the play of the goalkeepers here. There were 90 minutes in and no score.
No score. The Wildcats trying to work the ball forward. Ball sent back the other way. Grillu. Ball headed, taken down. Nice move, and they're going to let them play. Chasing it down is Grillu. She'll send it out.
And Allegra Stangvik may have had an opportunity there to run that ball down ahead of time, but she wasn't sure where the ball was, looking up in the air, trying to get her bearings about her. And just a little bit late, she'll come out. Jillian Aguilera back into the game.
Aguilera, a dangerous player. Her speed on the Wildcat side can really hurt the Saints. Ball will stay with the Wildcats. The ball comes in. Wildcats. And that'll do it for the first period of overtime. Still no score here in the Division I championship game here in the Central Coast section, live from San Jose, California. As you know, we look at this overtime period here. A couple of shots on goal, Brian. What are some keys to the second overtime period for both of these two teams? It seemed like they're kind of just trying to force things forward, and there's not much game plan going on.
Yeah, it just seems like, but both teams have had a couple of good looks, especially there in that overtime period. We had one really good look at the goal by Katie Hadfield for Santa Teresa. It kind of came out of system. And then on the Woodside side, at the beginning of that overtime period, they had a couple of good looks at the goal. One shot by by Danielle Carley that was right on target and looked good. So just stay the course. Try to get those looks again. You know, you might only have 2-3 shots the rest of the way. You just got to hope one of those gets by the goaltender.
We compared the first half to the second half before we came on the into the overtime period, and we talked about how the first half seemed like it was being played a little bit more with more strategy.
Mm-hmm.
The second half, it was kind of erratic. Passes were going long. They wanted to force the issue downfield. Is that something that they should go ahead and continue here in the second period of play?
Well, it definitely seemed to get a little more frantic as the game wore on, and they realized that, you know, one goal might be the difference, so they try to press a little bit more on offense. But if you just stick with what's going on and the way you've gotten into good position for Santa Teresa, they're going to have good opportunities here. Just got to keep your game up. For Woodside, you know, maybe bring Gianni Rosati down the field a little more, let her move away from that defensive spot, see if she can't get her head on a ball and maybe put one in the goal this time. She's had 4 or 5 opportunities and just unable to convert.
Well, let's look for these two teams to get a little bit more aggressive on offense, possibly bring a couple more players up forward. And one player to look out for from the Wildcats is Aguilera, as she is now back in the game, and the second period of overtime here is underway.
Well, and she's fresh. She only played about a minute and a half of that first overtime period, so she's had about a 15-minute break since regulation ended.
The Saints now going from right to left, the Wildcats from left to right. Carly. A bad pass there. We'll give it back to the Saints. As Lara trying to battle with one of the defenders and then kicking it out of bounds is Sabert. Youst with the throw-in. A little short. Gets sent deep, and once again, another throw-in here for the Saints.
And the girls look tired out there, Valentine. The duration of this game is wearing on them a bit.
90 minutes of soccer has been played here. Still no score, 0-0. Nice pass. Shot on goal. On its way. Goes just to the top of the crossbar. And not leaving anything behind on that kick was Noelle Lara.
We saw Lara try to score from distance in the first overtime period, just off the mark. That time again. Almost right there. Good look, though.
Wildcats with the ball. Midfield. Taken away by the Saints. Back to the near side. No handball called. As the crowd wanted the handball. You can hear the crowd inside here. They want a handball. And a collision on the far side of the field. They're going to say no whistle. They're going to let them play.
And the ball went over the fence there, Valentine, but a huge collision. Noel Laura colliding, I believe that was with Jillian Aguilera on the far side. That would be a huge loss for Woodside. They had her fresh for the second overtime period. And if she goes down with injury, that's a really, really, really tough break.
A lot of speed on the Wildcat side when they have Aguilera on the field. She's still on the ground. We hope she's okay. We got 7:25 left here in this second overtime period. Still no score. And folks, Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Good to see Aguilera walk off the field under her own power. Hopefully she'll be able to get back in there. 7.5 minutes left in this one.
7.5 minutes left. No score. If it remains 0-0, it's going to be a co-championship here at the Division I level. Wildcats back the other way. Hatfield, shot on goal. And then another shot goes wide. But Pedigo.
Giselle Herrera there to turn that ball away, but a good look at the goal by Katie Pedigo.
It's going to be a corner kick. So another opportunity here,
and here
for
we got
the Wildcats.
Got Rosati in there.
Here's a corner kick on its way. Rosati's header right to the hands of Sabrina Proctor.
That was the look for Woodside, exactly what they wanted to set up. And they got the ball right to the target. Gianna Rosati just unable to get it by the goalie Yeager.
Rosati sending it forward, chasing it down is Carly. And it goes out. Just under 6 minutes left here in the second overtime period. The number one Santa Teresa Saints all tied up with the number 2 seed Woodside Wildcats. A 0-0 game. Ball taken away. Stafford attempting to send it forward. Goes off of one of the defenders. It'll be a throw-in here for the Wildcats.
And if they weren't pressing before, Valentine, 5.5 minutes left to play. They're going to start pressing now.
Neary working on the far side. And the ball will be out. It'll be a goal kick here for the Saints.
The crowd's starting to get fired up here.
Trying to get the players fired up. They want to see a goal. Ball taken away in the middle of the field. Person sends it to the middle. Ball sent forward. Up for grabs. Sent to the near side. Ball goes long. No, it kept in play. Nicely done there by Laura. Hatford to Laura. Laura goes to the wrong one defender. Sends it deep. Looking for a player. That's Yost. Yost Shot's going to be cleared out. There's a cross kick into the zone. Up for grabs. An over-the-head kick there by Ledesma is not strong enough.
Plenty of opportunities here.
We've had more shots on goal here in these 2 overtime periods than we had all game long.
Yeah, maybe in all of regulation. And they've been good looks too.
Very good looks. 3:33 left. Will we have co-champions here in Division 1 of the Central Coast?
And obviously you want to see a goal, Valentin, but you also hate to see one of these teams lose. The way they've been battling here for a championship, almost 100 minutes now into the game.
Neary sends the ball a little long. Gets a hold of it. Here come the Wildcats. Another opportunity here, working far side. Carly, her cross kick. Gets away, chased down. Ball inside, trying to get it inside, and they don't. And ball cleared out once again by the Saints. Pedigo. .234 left. Second overtime period. And we are going to have a couple of substitutions here for the Wildcats. So Stangvik checks in.
Still no Aguilera for the Wildcats.
And Hart. The throw in. There's a high kick there. And now the Saints going back the other way. Ball taken away. Nice defensive move. Here's a shot on goal, and it gets blocked and taken down. Proctor puts her hands on that one.
We're in stoppage time now, Valentin.
So depending on how much time he puts here for the overtime period, which is usually not too much, we may have some co-champions. Ball headed. Controlled. Hatfield going after it. She comes away with it. Makes one nice move. Back the other way. She has room to run down the middle of the field. Her pass gets taken away, but controlled on the near side. There's a shot on goal, way wide.
Noelle Lara's not afraid to take that look.
So in stoppage time, ball headed, sent to the middle of the field. Controlled. McGrady to Lara. Lara shot on goal, and it goes off the crossbar.
What a look.
And that actually went off the goalpost, the football goalpost, right behind the net. Ball headed. Battle for end middle at the midfield. Sent forward. And kicked out.
Gianna Rosati right there. These girls hustling now, knowing they're not going to have too many opportunities.
Ball sent forward. And that'll do it. That'll do it. It's a 0-0 0-0 final here for the Division I Girls Championship in the Central Coast. A tough game. A hard battle game. And we have co-champions here in the North Coast as we have no score between the Woodside Wildcats and the Santa Teresa Saints. Your impressions?
Well, both teams getting a great round of applause from the crowd. Co-champions, nothing to be ashamed of there. It's still a championship here in the Central Coast section. And just an exciting game. There were plenty of opportunities. It was not an opportunity or a game without opportunity, but no one coming away with a goal. You know, it's too bad for the girls out there, but really a hard-fought battle. A couple of champions here today.
Two champions here in Division I as the Woodside Wildcats and the Santa Teresa Saints tie after regulation time and 2 overtime periods. Stay tuned for the Division III final here as Harbor will be taking on Kings Academy. You have been listening to Soccer Championships here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.